Change and innovation drives industries and keeps company competitive. Organizational leadership is important in cultivating and encouraging organizational change and transitions. Change-oriented leadership is necessary for organizational change and deep change. And good leadership can help an organization go through necessary transitions. My name is Tiara Jackson, and I'm studying organizational change and leadership. This presentation is important because it describes something so crucial to the modern workplace. Changes happen and need to happen in so many industries. And of course, change-oriented leadership is critical in making these changes happen. In this presentation, we're going to talk about organizational change, change-oriented leadership, the importance of change-oriented leadership in transitions, and how to develop change-oriented leadership. If we want to discuss leadership and organizational change, we better first tackle what organizational change is. Organizational change is change that permeates the entire organization. This means that a whole company is changing. Everyone in the organization needs to go with the transition so the entire change can be accomplished. Organizational change is necessary to change the aspects of a company to improve the company as a whole. Companies need to change as the times change to remain relevant and competitive. Organizational change is common and can help prevent slow death in the industry. Industries and companies are changing every day, so it's important that we talk about that and understand how it relates to leadership. The next thing to discuss is change-oriented leadership. Change-oriented leadership has specific traits and qualities. A change-oriented leader needs to have a commitment to the organization change and the needs to motivate others. Change-oriented leaders understand the need to transition and take the company through transition. Of course, this is a big job, so it helps when change-oriented leaders have great delegation skills, which actually leads to my next point. Change-oriented leadership picks the right people and increases company-wide motivation to change. So it's clear that we need change-oriented leadership throughout organizational change. We also need to mention strategic leadership and the real need to have competent and good leadership when we talk about change processes for organizations. There's always a need for organizational change to improve an organization, and sometimes when a complete change of processes is necessary, that is considered deep change, which requires strategic leadership. Deep change is a big change and needs leadership on board. Some tips to develop good change-oriented leadership include the hedgehog strategy, delegating and picking the right team, using talent adequately, encouraging change and transition techniques, and improving communication skills. Good leadership needs to occur at every level to fully facilitate a successful organization change. When thinking of leadership and change, we should focus on empowering leaders and developing these skills to really lead a change in an organization. Developing leadership that is appropriate for organizational change. Leadership seminars and training is an excellent technique. Continual education regarding strategic leadership is necessary. Leadership and team building development along with emotional intelligence training and help a leader become more effective. Implementing these tips should help a company develop change-oriented leadership. In conclusion, change-oriented leadership is critical in helping an organization remain relevant and competitive. Change-oriented leadership is a key component of leading an organization through change, transitions, and deep change. We need change-oriented leadership so that the changes can be accepted and implemented by the organization. Organizations are always changing, and if we want to avoid slow death and becoming obsolete, we must invest in change-oriented leadership. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation on organizational change and leadership.